A 24-hour layover in Vietnam is not enough time to see everything this beautiful country has to offer, but it's enough time for an adventure that will leave you with unforgettable memories. My trip started with the flight from Doha to Chi Minh City, and because it was a short connection, there wasn't much time to waste. Once I arrived, I went straight to the visa counter to pick up my stamp. I had applied for a visa online through a travel agency, and the whole process took about 3 days. Now, please take some time to like my video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon. So, let's go on. The cost of the visa was around $60. From the airport, I took a Grab, which is like Uber. It cost me around $9 to get downtown. Because I only had a few hours between flights, I decided to visit 2 main attractions in Chi Minh City, the Siu Kai Tunnels and the Ben Than Market. The drive to Siu Kai Tunnels took around 45 minutes, and the entrance fee was $20. It is an extensive network of underground tunnels that were used by Viet Cong soldiers during the Vietnam War. They were amazingly well built and surprisingly spacious. I learned that they had multiple levels and even included booby traps. The tunnels were incredibly humid and dark, but definitely worth exploring. I also enjoyed watching the action movie-style show where they demonstrated how the Vietnamese army would sneak up on their enemies. Overall, it was impressive to learn about the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the Vietnamese people during the war. On the way back from Siu Kai Tunnels, I stopped at a restaurant called Go Cup. I tried the Vietnamese iced coffee with egg, which was very strong and tasted similar to Turkish coffee. I also ordered a bun, which is a type of grilled sandwich. For $4.20, it was delicious and filled with pork floss and corn. I then visited the Ben Than Market, which is a bustling marketplace in the heart of Chi Minh City. It offers a wide variety of goods from clothing and souvenirs to fresh produce and street food. The market was very busy, and it was fun to explore the different stalls and haggle for prices. I bought a silk scarf for $8, which is usually sold for around $12. It's always nice to get a souvenir and support local businesses at the same time. I also tried a coconut candy bar with peanuts and sesame for $2. It tasted like caramel and was soft and chewy. Next, I grabbed some lunch at the market. I got a chicken baguette for $1.8, which was crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. It also had a refreshing cucumber salad and was great with some hot sauce. I also tried a coconut candy smoothie, which was sweet and refreshing. After finishing my meal, I continued to explore the market and buy more snacks like dried mango, chili, and peanuts for $2.30. I also bought some Vietnamese rice paper for $1. It was crispy and juicy on the inside, and perfect with the sweet and sour sauce. Overall, my layover in Vietnam was amazing. Although I didn't have much time, I was able to experience some of the best food and culture that the country has to offer. Exploring the Siu Kai Tunnels and Ben Than Market were definitely highlights of my trip. These places are truly unique, and I highly recommend them to anyone traveling to Vietnam. There are so many other places I want to visit, like Nha Trang, Hoi An, and Hanoi, and I can't wait to try more Vietnamese food and culture. Now let's talk about what else you can do in Vietnam if you have a longer layover. If you have a longer layover in Vietnam, you can explore more parts of the city or take a day trip to one of the nearby destinations. Here are some ideas for things to do in Vietnam. Take a cooking class. Vietnamese cuisine is known for its delicious and diverse flavors. You can take a cooking class and learn how to make some of the country's most popular dishes like pho, bun cha, and goi cuyen. Visit the War Remnants Museum. This museum showcases the history of the Vietnam War and the impact it had on the country. It features a collection of photos, documents, and artifacts from the war, including tanks and helicopters. Take a boat tour. Vietnam has a lot of beautiful rivers and canals like the Mekong Delta. You can take a boat tour and explore the waterways and see the lush scenery and local life along the river. Visit the My Son Sanctuary. This is an ancient Hindu temple complex that dates back to the 4th century. The sanctuary is located in the mountains, and it features a collection of towers and structures that were built by the Kampa Kingdom. Go to the beach. Vietnam has some beautiful beaches, especially in the central coastal area. You can relax on the beach, swim in the ocean, and enjoy the stunning views. Do you find these suggestions helpful? Let me know in the comments below what you will do in your layover in Vietnam. Now let's talk about how long you need to spend in Vietnam. Vietnam is a beautiful country with a lot of things to see and do, so the amount of time you need to spend there depends on your interests and travel style. However, here's a general guide to help you plan your trip. For first-time visitors who want to see the highlights of Vietnam, I recommend spending at least 10 to 14 days in the country. This will give you enough time to explore major cities like Chi Minh City, Hanoi, and Da Nang. You can also take a few day trips and see some of the beautiful natural landscapes like the Ha Long Bay or the Phong Nha Cave. Vietnam is a very long country, and traveling from one city to another can take a significant amount of time. For example, the train from Hanoi to Chi Minh City takes around 30 to 35 hours. So if you're planning to visit both cities, you'll need to allocate enough time for travel. You may consider breaking up your journey and spending a few days in between destinations to make the most of your trip. If you're interested in seeing more off-the-beaten-path destinations, I recommend spending at least 3 weeks in Vietnam. This will give you enough time to explore rural areas and interact with local communities. You can also take some cooking classes or learn how to make Vietnamese handicrafts like silk painting or basket weaving. For travelers who want to see everything Vietnam has to offer, I recommend spending at least a month in the country. This will give you enough time to explore all of Vietnam's major cities and natural landscapes. You can also take some longer treks and see more remote areas of the country. A month-long trip will also allow you to experience all of Vietnamese festivals and events like the Tet Holiday or the Hue Festival. Ultimately, the amount of time you need to spend in Vietnam depends on your interests and travel style. With its rich culture, history, and natural beauty, Vietnam has something to offer every traveler. No matter how long you have, you're sure to have an unforgettable experience. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.